Okay, I'm back. It's June the 20th, 1990 in Hawgok, which is on the west side of Seoul, on my mission. Today was an easy day in my books. Elder Ward went out on a split, so I was here with Elder Joe. We left the house on time, 10:50, but it could have been better. Not bad, but it could have been better. We went out to our district meeting. I was theoretically supposed to give the lesson from the missionary guide, but I was never told. So instead, I spoke on the symbolism of light and truth in the scriptures. It's kind of good of me to do that. It's kind of cool. Primarily, my example was in I can't read my writing as usual. Prophecies in Helaman, the book of Helaman, the prophecies of the coming of the Savior. It talks about the 2 days of light at his birth, and this is where the true source of all light and power existed in the world. I added about the Garden of Gethsemane when Christ took upon him the sins of the world and bled from every pore, and all the light and truth was taken from him, and he faced all of the world's sins on his own. Then at his death, all the light was taken from the world as the source of it was taken. It's all a continuing cycle, and his and something through the scriptures. Man, my writing is terrible. The light symbolism is so powerful and prevalent. It's cool. Just now I looked at my right thumb and I realized that I still chew it a lot. Actually, both thumbs. It's usually when I'm thinking that I start to chew. Carmen mentioned it to me once, and I hadn't really noticed how much I did it. But of course she did. That's one thing I could never believe, or I guess something I never wanted to believe, but I've noticed everything. But she noticed everything I did. Yeah, she does. She still does this very day. This afternoon, I sat in the room for 2 hours. What happened was Elder Joe wanted to translate. I heard him come. It's a song into Korean. So I sat here and thought for a while, and then I got out Carmen's letters and I read most of them, and then I looked at some pictures. It's hard to believe, but I spent so much time with her. It seems like a dream so long ago. Everything about pre-mission life seems so long ago. The monsoons have started recently, and it's getting very wet out. Kind of an abrupt transition to that idea. I remember when I arrived in my mission, it was early June, obviously, and the monsoons had recently arrived. I was wearing a thick brown wool suit. This was a suit that Mom had bought for me for graduation. If you ever see a picture of me in my grad suit, that's one of the suits I took with me on my mission. And it was heavy, it was wool, and it was hot. And I remember arriving in Korea wearing that suit, getting off the plane, dying as I had to carry all my bags and clothes, and then having that suit just available to me until I got to my greenie area. I hung that suit up in my greenie area, never wore it again. Left it there when I moved out, never saw that brown suit ever again. I'm hoping somebody wore it, but oh man, it was hot and heavy. And so, it's monsoon season.